Hello, I'm Big Bear Bard, and I'm a geek, a poet, and a music lover. Now, my last video got a little bit of criticism because I was technically inept and did this in portrait rather than horizontal. So hopefully I will never make that mistake again. It was also suggested that I needed music. So tonight I am featuring my good friend Jamie Proctor, who sings with Who Stole the Cookies in Toronto. And they're a great band, so if you get a chance to hear Who Stole the Cookies, get out and see them. This is the album he was in when I first met him, and of course it's called the S Band. But Jamie, forgive me for playing it because they said my music needed video, and I thought I'd help promote Who Stole the Cookies through playing this album so they can get a taste of your music. Take care, my friend. Now on to what tonight's all about. It's board games. And before I get to the unboxing, because the mailman has been busy and delivered this game to the wrong address, to where I used to live. I had to go pick it up. And because it was in a big box, I unpacked it from the big box because it was just too awkward to carry home. Anyway, but before I get to that, I want to tell you about something that I did today. I actually got quite a coup. I went to, sad to hear this, I went to Sears because Sears is closing, and got some great old-time board games for $12 each. That's quite a steal, and that's what I wanted to show you before we begin. I won't bother unboxing these because I'm sure you're all familiar with these. The first one I got for $12 was Sorry. I then got Clue. My favorite was Colonel Mustard Did It in the Den with the Wrench. And the ever popular, made into a movie, Battleship. So, if you can, get out to one of the stores that is closing and see what they have in the games section. You might be pleasantly surprised. But we're sad to see the local Sears store go. I'm just glad it's not all going. Now on to the newest game that I received, and without much more ado, this is what I was so excited to receive in the mail, albeit at the wrong address. Fate of the Elder Gods. And of course, this is a big box game, as you can see, and it has great graphics. And let's get into it and see what's inside. I always say I'm going to edit this, but I never do. So, taking off the foil, or the plastic wrap, rather. And perhaps you can see the graphics more clearly on the box with this removed. Fate of the Elder Gods with tight packaging. Oh, and of course, if you look, there's some nice gloss, selective gloss on these to highlight the packaging. That's very nice. And of course, again on the back. Now let's open it up. And I seem to have recalled having difficulty doing this before, but nothing in the lid. It's just nice and black, which is appropriate for a game of this genre. Now we have the rulebook, which is nice and colorful. And opening it up, it has pretty good graphics. You know, some rules are very word intensive, This one seems to have a nice balance of images and words to help break up all those words that they have to portray in order to understand playing the game. And well, for most pages anyway. So that's the rule book. There's even a solo play version of this. So if you want to play this on your own, you can play it alone. So we have in here some cards, and these are the various characters that you can play. And of course one side has an image, and the other side has your health points, etc. And this one is Cthulhu. Surprise, surprise. This one's Yoi Sothoth. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this to the game designers. Pleasant looking, isn't he? Testagua. And they're great graphics. Very, very colorful and very, very inventive. If you look at him, he's actually a big monster. And Nyarlathotep. Sounds almost Egyptian, this one. He doesn't look Egyptian though. At least not as far as I know. Ishafwa. Now, I think I'm going to come up with easier names for these, for me playing. I think I'll just call him Ithi and the other one Nayar. And this one's easy, Haster. I wonder if that's a play on Hathor, the Egyptian god Hathor. Alaknacha. Yes, they had to include that. Sorry for all you people who have arachnophobia, including myself. And Bakrug is the last one from this pack. I do have an expansion pack and also some bonus material provided by as a Kickstarter incentive. Now we have some tokens, and these pieces at the bottom have actions on the back of them, and so they do various things. So, and of course, the typical punch out. Now this is always my favorite part. Oh, and it's nice. It's not just a 4 fold out. It is a 4 fold out, but it is a nice shape. It's not your typical shape. So, and this is the board. And of course you'll notice, again, they have some of the selective gloss on here to feature certain elements on the game board. And of course they don't miss a step, because on the back is a lovely image. Almost a game you could keep out and use as a play mat on one side and the board game on the other side. Now there's decks. Let's see what's in this deck. And the music has ended because it's an EP and it's only side A, and yes, it's vinyl. I'm a big fan of vinyl, so if I can have vinyl, I'll use vinyl. Yes, that's me being a geek. And so this deck card, it just has an image on this one. And as you may recall, that's one of the characters, Bakrug. So I'm not sure what all these will do. And this gives a key to the icons used in the game and the preparation and moves that you make while you're playing the game. And oh, I think these are just player cards, because there's each one of them in here, and each one of them has this card. So I think those must be player cards. Now there's a small deck of cards. Oh, this one's got a pull tab like you would see on a cigarette package. I don't smoke. At least I haven't since I was 12. And of course, I can't seem to get it. Well, so much for that working. It didn't work. It kind of helped in the end, but not in the beginning. So, and well, this is a two-sided card with the same image on both sides. So, and then this looks like it's the curses. And of course, it's the same throughout. I'll have to get into the rules to see what exactly each of these cards mean, because some of them have quite a bit of detail. For example, when the cursed cult readies a spell or uses an artifact, mortals can only control arcane magic for so long. Discard the spell or artifact without effect and become cursed. So that's what that card says. Now, this is a deck of artifacts, I believe. I'm not going to use that strip that, see, now when I scored it, the strip works. So there's a tip to opening that. Oh, don't ruin the cards, getting them out. Yeah, some of this shrink wrapping is just a little too persnickety. So these look like these are various artifacts. So, and actions around artifacts. And like Alter Fate, Gate to the Past, Ancient Stirring, Shadow Walk, Sign of the Brotherhood, Confound, The Stars Are Right, Rack. So all kinds of interesting little tidbits to get into there. And then there's this deck, and it is property of the Mistonic University, possibly. And we have here, okay, so, oh, these are the articles. So the Scepter of the Elders, the Enchanted Cane, the Crown of Carcosa, etc., etc. Very nice. Now this also comes with some nicely printed dice. They're actually embossed and printed. And these dice are green. Okay, and these must be player tokens. Now, in each of the 4 colors for the 4 players are also a group of acolytes. And these are nice little tokens. Let's see if I can get one out so you can see it. So this is an acolyte. It must be maybe difficult to see the detail in the yellow, but it's a pretty. They're very good. They're very detailed. You can actually see the face and the folded hands on this particular Acolyte. So, and as I mentioned, they come in all 4 colors. So there's the red, the yellow, the hunter green or gray, I'm not sure. My eyesight may not be the best. And purple. Now there's some beautiful, these are some of the, these ones look like the investigators. Forgive me to the game developer if I'm getting the names of the various character elements wrong. But I believe that these are the investigators because they look like investigators. My camera's not really focusing very well on that. Maybe it's just not because I'm too close. So, and those are the gray figurines. Now there are 2 very nasty looking monsters in here. Very Cthulhu-ish. And there we go. There's that one which is gray, and this one which is black. He's lucky he has his tentacles curled. I hope to do that with my mustache sometime. It's just not quite long enough yet. So that's what's in the base game. And if you want to see how it's played, there's a video on Kickstarter for Fate of the Elder Gods that will show you how to play it. Now this came with Beasts from a Beyond expansion pack, and that's what I'll look at next. This one has a haunted house on the front of it. And again, nothing inside. And additional things we need to know for the expansion pack. A few little introducing the scenarios of this particular expansion. And offering some game variants and solo play notes. So this one reinforces the solo play. And I love solo play games because I can't always find somebody to play with. So it introduces some new characters. Gaganthoa, which is kind of a Cyclops kind of Cthulhu character. And Dagon, which looks like something out of a Japanese Godzilla type movie. And that's Dagon. The artwork on the back of these is just spectacular. Shub-Niggurath. And he seems to have 3 different mouths. I guess he's about eating. Yig. These names seem a little bit easier, and maybe I'm just getting used to them. So, and this one definitely looks like a combination of a Pokemon character and Godzilla. with the forearms, the muscular forearms, and the dragon face, dinosaur-ish face, and carpet of the serpents. So is what's written on the other side. Now this comes with some additional villains, I do believe, and they did put a cover on this, making it difficult to get out. Very difficult to get out. As a matter of fact, the inner portion is molded right to the outer portion. So we've got some, this seems to really get into the figurines for this portion, because there are these winged creatures. There's 4 of those, and they're all a little bit different. All just a tiny bit different, I think. And then there's a larger one who doesn't want to seem to come out. And this one's larger. Great detail. See the tentacles on the back? I'm not sure if they're just like tentacles or like stingers or what they are. So, and this is a crawly kind of thing with spines coming out of his back. Great detail. So there's 3 of those. And then we have, you know what, I think some of these are some of the characters that were in the other one, other than just using the token colors and the stars. I think these may be some of the characters. I don't know. And this seems to have something in its mouth. Whether it's his tongue, I don't know. And so this is quite a nice expansion. Now these 2 are similar, but they're different. It's those creatures with multiple mouths. You'll see there's one here, and there's one up here, and there's one over here. So I wouldn't want to meet up with this guy, that's for sure. And this is the variant. It's a little bit smaller, I think. A little bit taller and leaner. I'm not sure where their eyes are, because they seem to be all mouth. And one last thing that I got in this package, in this mailing, was the Kickstarter bonuses. And of course, it introduces a new character as a Hoth. Hasten Doom. And the cards that seem to go along with this character. Big fuzzy feet. Big fuzzy feet kind of reminds me of the bear game. And bears versus babies game. And of course some additional cards. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you really like this new game that I unboxed, Fate of the Elder Gods. And don't forget to check out Sears. And enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.